us pray more. But not only does it mature us, it helps develop us. Because the more you go through, the more you can handle. Talk to me, somebody. But not only does it mature us and help develop us, suffering brings us closer to the Lord. Because eventually in life, we discover that the pole or the person we're leaning on is already leaning. And when you're leaning on something that's already leaning, it's just a matter of time before you and what you're leaning on will be down.
Hi, I am Pastor Frank Ray, pastor of the New Salem Church, Memphis, Tennessee. I am delighted and honored that you chose again to share with us. We have a special message I'd like to share with you, a message I preached in our national convention setting in the month of January in our winter board meeting in Nashville, Tennessee. I preached to a group of preachers there and laity as well. I want to share this message with you, our unseen audience. This message entitled Christ Suffered. Many times we believe that we're the only ones going through situations, but I want you to know that there's one that suffered more than all of us put together, but he did it for us. Let's go into this message and listen as God speaks to our heart with this message entitled Christ Suffered.
His face is swelling. Fever is rising. But got a witness in this house now. They're still picking at him, making him suffer more. And you know, the thing that troubled me is that at any moment, Jesus could have come down. Because even hanging there, he was still not weak. Because Luke said he cried with a loud voice. But got a witness in this house. I mean, really, honest to goodness, if I can just confess a moment, it had been me and I had the power that Jesus had, I would at least come down and whipped up several folk and then got back on the cross and said, now you see. But I've got a witness in this house. But you see, when you know who you are, and when you know whose you are, somebody ought to help me in this house. You ain't got to show nobody nothing. Just be who you really are. Ever got a witness in this house that when they hung him up, hung him just high enough for the ball of his toe to touch just above the ground. Now, they take, the faded robe off of him, put his own clothes back on. He suffered physically. Not only did he suffer mentally and physically, he also suffered spiritually. Because on that cross, he died alone. I'm going to be all right here in a minute. I mean, I really wondered what happened to his crowds. You know, he had so many folk he helped while he was up, and nobody was around. That's not bad enough. You can deal with all that. But his own father, got a witness here, turned his back on his son. I hear Jesus say, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? But you know, I want to pause and I got to get out of here. And that is, Jesus still did mighty work on the cross. Because remember, when he first got there, he prayed for his enemies. He said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they're doing. I sent Jesus an email. I said, Jesus, you need to help me out with this. You mean to tell me these folk nailed your hands and didn't know it? You mean to tell me they put spikes in your feet and didn't know it? Put a crown on your head and didn't know it? He said, that's not what I'm really saying, preacher. They knew they were nailing hands, but they didn't know whose hands they were nailing. They knew they was putting a crown on a head. Anybody gonna help me here? But they did not know whose head. Yeah, it was. And the Father, and that's kind of dangerous to us, because the text said that God does not tolerate sin. I don't care who it's in. If he could not deal with it with his own son, he's not going to allow us. Oh, y'all not going to help me here. Keep fiddling around with it ourselves. Now, the Bible said that on that cross he died. Now, his death was natural. It was unnatural. It was preternatural. It was supernatural. It was natural because he died. Hebrews 9:27 saying it is appointed unto man once to die. It was unnatural because he died without committing a sin. Have I got a witness in this house? The soul that sinneth shall die. It was preternatural because it was predetermined. Have I got a witness here? In other words, before he was born, in the mind of his father, he had already died. But the Bible, God said the Son was slain. Yeah. Before, I'm not ready yet. The foundation of the earth, it was supernatural because no man took his life. He said, but I just lay it down. And if I laid it down, I can pick it up whenever. Have I got a witness here? Whenever I get ready. The text said Jesus suffered. Now watch this. Now that was a thief on the cross that said, if you be the Son of God, save yourself and come down. But that's not the victory of his life. Anybody could come down. What he should have said, if you be the Son of God, after you die, get up. Oh, y'all ain't going to help me here. So that's when you're really doing something. Not if you come down, but if you're able to get up after you die.
Well, God bless you. Listen, we're out of time. I am excited about this message entitled Christ Suffered. Listen, that message we preached entitled Christ Suffered, we preached it before this passion play came out about the suffering of Christ, but it's still the word. It's the word of God. I hope that you was blessed while listening to a portion of this message. I'd love for you to order the tape, and so you can hear it over and over and over again. You can get this by audio, video, or CD. If you like an audio, send a donation of at least $6. A CD donation of at least $12, and video donation of at least $22. And we will get this message right back to you. Of course, you can visit us online and you can shop at our online store. Just dial SalemBaptist.com or FrankRay.com, and you can order from our store site and get this message and many, many others that you may be blessed in hearing and listening to. Listen, you can call us now at 1-800-375-4007. Or if you're in the area, you can dial 901-452-7265, and we will get this message right back to you. You can also write us at 2237 South Parkway East, Memphis, Tennessee, zip 38114. If you're in and around the city of Memphis, we'd love for you to come and visit with us and be our special guest here at the New Salem Church. We have 3 services each Sunday, 8 or 7:45 a.m., 10:45 a.m., and then, of course, 7 p.m. You can select either service, and we'd love for you to be with us. And then, of course, if you're here during the week, you can worship with us on Tuesday night at 8 p.m., our evening worship service on Tuesday at 8 p.m.